It's a rich and strong heritage. It started in the beginning of the 20th century, and it's who we are. I mean, we are where we came from. And well, I think unique and interesting is the fact that a lot of our Italian American citizens the first generation came here from a village in Italy called Pashot. And to this day, the surnames in Amsterdam match very closely with the Italian surnames in the village of Pashot. For me, I'm an Italian American. It's a source of pride. Knowing where my grandparents came from and what they did to get here and how hard they struggled to make it possible. The Italian immigrants who came to our city at that time, they built our neighborhoods, they built our churches, they opened businesses and restaurants, and so they really did have a large part in our history. But we have a lot of descendants of Italian businessmen, Italian artisans, who have carried on that tradition in various ways in our city.
My grandfather came over from Italy. He came over, built the place, and 3 generations, now it's going on 4th, and the 4th generation's having kids now, so they're the 5th generation. Lorenzo's was my dad's first name. He started a restaurant in the 50s on the other side of the river. Then we moved in the 90s, we moved down the lake, went to Landy's on the Lake and Lorenzo's. This is our latest venture.
My grandfather came here in the early 1900s. He was actually in World War I, and he came here to New York, and he was a longshoreman. I grew up in Dyker Heights, Brooklyn. Being Italian American, I was very proud of it growing up because a lot of other people were Italian Americans as well in my neighborhood. When my mom passed away, I got in touch with an old friend of mine, and he was doing real estate in Gloversville. He's like, well, I have a lot of listings, but I have one in Wells, New York, and I just fell in love with the land before I even fell in love with the house. So I was living there, and I was going back to New York, right? I was going back and forth. And I said, you know what? I could make money, start selling bagels and bread. So that's what I did. I started calling up different pizzerias. Hey, this is Angelo Bonsignore. I'm the owner of Bread from Brooklyn. I have great Italian bread from Brooklyn. It has a good shelf life. It freezes well. People love it. The next thing you know, I was selling like tens of thousands of dollars worth of bread out of my SUV. I had to take the seats out. I have a Pathfinder, which I still have today. So most of my products, I would say 90% of my products are from Italian bakers. And I have a great relationship with my bakeries.
Really was nothing here in Amsterdam on the south side, so we brought back the authentic pasta and authentic pizza, Neapolitan pizza. So we get a lot of people from Italy that come in and they say that our pizza is better than the pizza in Italy. We brought back a lot of the family recipes as far as the meatballs and the pasta vazzola and the meat sauce. It's been a family tradition that goes back generations.
What surprised me was that a lot of people that live in Amsterdam are originally from the city. I get a lot of Italian Americans that are originally from Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge. I get a lot of Queens. I get Staten Island. I get the Bronx. And they love the products because it reminds them of growing up in the city.
There's a lot of Amsterdam, a lot of Italian heritage in Amsterdam, and our family is one of them. I mean, there's multiple families that have been here for generations. History of boxing in Amsterdam was huge. I mean, that's what you did back then, was box. And my grandfather had a boxing ring in the back of his place, which was only a block away, and we did a boxing event here in a parking lot. We set up a ring, an outside ring. We brought that back to Amsterdam, which was a good idea. And now the bocce club is right over here, so we play bocce. They have Italian Fest in Amsterdam on the south side here, so that's big also.
I think if somebody comes from the city, they'll be surprised that, first of all, they'll be surprised at my place. And it's what's cool about Montgomery County is like you you're in a city one minute, and next thing you know, like you're in the country. And I like that. I think it's a good transition.
If you come here and are interested in the Italian, in the Italian heritage of our city, it's there. And we invite anyone. I know that Montgomery County is a wonderful tourist bureau. I know that our recreation marketing department is constantly referring people to where they should go to look at really, just walking down an old street in the West End or the East End. Looking at the houses, it tells you how they lived. You look at near the river where the gardens used to be. That's where they grew all their vegetables. You look at the architecture of some of the buildings. You look at the names in some of the businesses, and you go into the restaurants. We've got fantastic Italian restaurants here, and it's just, if you come here, you'll see it and you'll experience it. And that's true throughout Montgomery County. There's fantastic restaurants, Italian families, Italian architecture up and down our county.